Incredible greetings, creatives and silaholics. Welcome to another simple, quick, and easy training in Silhouette Studio with the Professor. I am Shakia, the Professor of HS Inc. 365 and Silaholics Anonymous. And we are going to do some football inspired designs today. Now, I want to make sure I give this disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. I do not own the rights to either of these teams and their logos and insignias. They are the intellectual property of, their respective IP holders. Also, just because you are able to find these images online, which I will be showing you how you can find high quality ones where you don't have to go to Etsy or anywhere else to buy them. They're available to you online for free, high quality. Just because they are available online for free, it doesn't give you permission or the rights to use them and be able to sell them and things of that nature. You are still at risk of legal action from the IP holders. So again, this is for educational purposes only. This is what's going on right now with Super Bowl. So if you decide you want to make them for yourself, no one technically knows you would have them in your home. But if you decide to sell them, hey, that is your risk to take. The Professor, HS Inc. 365, Silaholics Anonymous cannot be held liable. All right? So with all of the legalities out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into this. So this was something that was posted in a group. And I'm guessing someone is selling or has one somewhere. I'm not going to say selling, has one somewhere where they are basically, well, not say basically, they made it with glitter. And I'm guessing it's for, young ladies, something like that, a girl who loves football. But they wanted this without the glitter. I was asking if anyone had a file, they know where you can purchase one. And I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity to just show how easy something like this can be made. Like, there are a lot of really, really easy designs where as long as you know how to use some sort of design program, you will be able to recreate it yourself. Now, Silhouette Studio is a free program to download. You do have to have a computer or a laptop, a desktop or a laptop. You can't do this on a mobile device. There is the web version out now, but it still has some kinks and things to work through, but you probably can figure it out on there. But the base version of Silhouette Studio, now this is February 4th, 2025. There's technically a version 5 where your screen will look slightly different than this. However, the steps are going to be the same. You just have to find the icons that match the ones that I'm going to point out to you, in using this tutorial. But it is completely free to use. You do not have to have a machine, and you can print directly from Silhouette Studio to your sublimation printer, or you can save it to have it sent off. All right. So let's go ahead and officially get into this. I use tumblers that measure 9.25 by 8 inches in height. So my rule of thumb, whenever I'm creating a template, which I actually have them, pre-saved, I just open it up. But the first time that I create it, I add on 0.1 to the width and 0.15 to the height. That means my width goes from 9.25 to 9.35, and my height goes from 8 to 8.15. This gives me just enough overlap on the back and enough overhang on top and bottom, so I make sure that my design goes fully to the edges, okay? How we're going to make that template. A template is just simply the shape that tells you the size it needs to be able to design. We're going to come over here to our rectangle tool, and we're going to click on that. Then we're going to make a box. It does not matter what size it is. We just need to get the shape on the screen. You're then going to go either to the top, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to come over to this side just because I want you to see the icon. So if you are using version 5, you'll see the ones that's kind of similar, okay? So we're going to come over to the transform panel and go over here to scale. So it's the little line. It's going to be kind of the same thing that's up here. We want to make sure that the lock is unlocked. It's not engaged. And you're going to type in for your width, well, at least I am, 9.35 by 8.15, and then hit enter. So this is our box, okay? Now, to create these stripes, again, really, really easy and simple. For both of these, they have white, so I'm going to go ahead and make the background white. I'm going to copy, right click again, and paste in front. Now, I have a color chart here. I got this basically from the different logos. I'll show you just really quickly with the Eagles one over here. We're going to go ahead and zoom in, and I'm going to sample, and we'll just duplicate this and sample. And then, of course, black and white are just standard colors, okay? So I have those. Now, let's talk about, before we get into setting these up, where we got these images from. So I did a Google search of the different teams. So whether it's Kansas City Chiefs logo, Philadelphia Eagle logo, or whatever team you are looking for. Pretty much every professional team, there is a Wikipedia or a Wikimedia page too. And as you all, because there's also like a bunch of other places that you're going to find it online. Just still remember, just because you can find it online doesn't give you the legal right to use it without contracts and express written consent from the NFL and all its organizations and owners and all that kind of good jazz. You can't be held liable, okay? They can take legal action against you. But there's this thing that's called Wiki Commons. So if you click on that, it'll take you to their page. So right here, we're here for this one. But if I click on Philadelphia Eagles, it's going to give me the head, like the eagle head, and just the word Eagles, their word mark, and then their logo. All right. I'm going to just come back to this one. You're going to see here where it's like just a preview size, SVG. If you are someone that actually uses a cutting machine or a laser cutter, you want to download the SVG version. It is a vectorized version. Now, sometimes you still have to do some things. You got to know how to use the program because not all of them are set up really great. But you can have the SVG where it's already set for you to switch out colors or set it up for it to be cut from vinyl, from HTV, acrylic, or anything like that, okay? You also have these over here, which are PNG versions of the image. And you want to go with the larger ones, just to give you a clear, crisp image. You want to go with the larger ones, okay? You can always shrink it down. So I'm just going to click here. It's going to open it up in another browser, or just change the page. You're going to right click and go save image as. You're going to go ahead and title that and then save it. So I'm going to, once you have it downloaded, you're going to come over to File, then hit Merge, find that file, click on it, and bring it into. I'm just going to pick one of these just so you can see. So we'll hit OK, and it will be here. Okay, I'm just going to come back up here. So now we have all of our elements. You'll have all of your elements on screen. To make the stripes here, we're going to, which I already copied it, I'm going to sample the color from here, and then, grab the bottom node, and you decide how big or how small you want that to be. Once I have that one, we're going to duplicate it below. So I'm going to come over here to this icon that looks like a little bug, and we're going to go duplicate and then below. Now you can drag it down to the bottom, but I like for my things to be pretty accurate, so I'm going to align to the bottom. So we're going to hold down Shift, click, and then we're going to align to the bottom. And then for the middle one, I'm going to go back over here to replicate, drop it again, and I'm going to just shrink this down. Again, you decide how big, how small you want it to be. Under the transform panel is where like you have scale. We went there to make the rectangle, but you also have alignments and spacing. So I'm going to hold down shift, click on the top and bottom because I already had the middle. And if you don't have that selected, click on that as well. And I'm going to space vertically to make sure that that's right in the center. Now I can decide on whatever colors I want this to be. So last time this was black, I'll switch it up. So I'll make that one the gray, we'll make this black, and then you have the green on the bottom. There's no right or wrong to this. If you happen to download the PNG version of it, it is best to go ahead and do a trace and detach so that you have the right size. And if you need to offset or anything like that, you are able to. So we're going to come over here to the butterfly, which in version 5, it will clearly be a butterfly. And we're going to click on that, go to select trace area. Now this does look a little bit different in version 5. But if you kind of play around, move things around, you'll start to see see some of the same options. Now we're going to take our threshold all the way up. The outline is white, so it may not pick up on it. Okay, so it's not going to pick up because the outline is white and silhouette does not pick up white. I was hoping it had a little bit of color in it. So here is a hack for how to do this. All right, we're going to move that down. Click on your image. Go over to your image effects. Click on the one that's half black, half white, or half gray, half white. So I call it a black and white cookie. I used to sell those at this coffee company I used to work for. I'm going to click on that, and then you're going to take this and invert it. It's going to make that outside line black. So now when we put it back on there and go over, I'm going to detach this, go over to trace, and take our threshold up. It's going to fill that in. We do not have to worry about it filling in the entire design. You're going to then hit trace and detach. All right. Click anywhere that's not really on the design, but near it. You're going to delete that because that's an invisible box. Click back on your image, go to image effects, and flip that inversion back so we have the full-on color. Now we can size this. Never, ever, 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 ever when you have something that is like, that's not like a solid shape that's filled in with colors, never, ever, ever pull it from the top or like the middle or the sides. You always want to pull from the corner nodes. If it goes to the back, once you move it, you're going to right click and bring it to the front. And then you're going to place that wherever you want it to go. I'm just going to duplicate this one and we're going to, I'm going to duplicate this one, bring it to the front. I'll rotate it, make it a little bit smaller. And now if you want, you can come over to the text tool, add text, all that kind of good jazz. If you would like a video, if you're not really familiar with how to start text, how to change the text, how to add color to text, add shadows and offsets and things like that, then let me know in the comment section and we'll get that video done for you. Now, just to kind of show like over here, this did not come with the outline around it. So if you want an outline or an offset, you're going to come to this icon, go to offset, and you can move the distance to make that offset as big or as small as you would like for it to be. You'll play around with which way you want it to look, whether you want the corners rounded or if you want them sharp. If your image is in fact sharp, you hit apply. We're going to add some white to that. Go over to the line color, hit this first one, which means no color, and then you would be able to place that. Now, we don't want to put eagles twice, but I just want to show how that will look there. But you're going to be able to add other images to it if you decide, again, at your own risk, to add images of the players on there. There's a way to do that. Let me know in the chat if you need to know, learn how to do that as well. You can just add your own text. You can say, go Eagles, fly Eagles, fly, whatever it is that you want, or whatever it is. Now, my son is a part-time Chiefs fan because we're really Dolphin fans. But I don't know what the sayings are for them, but whatever it is that you will put on here, if you are a Chiefs fan, you can go ahead and add the text. Just let me know again in the comments if you need help with how to add text. All right. Now that the design is done, we're going to go ahead, select it all, not copy, we're going to group it, and then you'll send it to print, okay? I'm going to click this icon right here, which will center that to page. It looks like it went away. Then I'm going to click this icon. I'm going to hone in on the center of my page. I'm going to come over to the top icon. I'm going to make this 8.5 by 11. You can print for 20-ounce tumblers on 8.5 by 11-inch paper. And we want to rotate this. So going back to transform, this time we're going to go to the third icon, rotate that 90 degrees, go ahead and place that in the middle. Now, I am one where I like the side that I'll cut off is going to be over here because I'll use this part as my overlap. So I don't want to put it right to the edge up here because there is a print margin. So you want to come down just a little bit, or you can put it in the middle. That just means you have two sides that you have to cut down. So I'm very strategic about where I place mine just so that I only have that one side to cut down. If you have never seen my technique for how to do tumblers, I'll try and put the little card at the top, the link to it, and I'll link it to my other channel, Honestly Speaking, one of the videos that I have done when it comes to making tumblers and my technique. I use an oven, but the techniques can be used for a tumbler press as well. But that's it, guys. That's how easy it is to create certain designs. I know we'll see them in groups and we're asking for the files, but if you have a free program, like just download it. You don't have to have a machine. You don't have to wait for somebody to respond to you. You can go in and make it yourself. These images are found online. You don't have to pay anyone for them because I just showed you how you would remove the background or just find them in general. All right. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please make sure you do not hesitate. Do not leave here, guys. Do not leave here without hitting that like button or come back. Like you might forget, come back. Remember to come back and hit that like button, okay? Then I want you to subscribe if you are not subscribed already. Then click the bell, go to all so that you get all the notifications when I drop new content. And last but not least, go into that comment section and run it up. Let me know if this was helpful for you. Let me know if you are a beginner, if you're intermediate, if you've been using it for a while, and how can I, Shakia the Professor, help you get better using Silhouette Studio. All right, y'all. I almost forgot. If you want detailed training, we do have an amazing training that's called Essentials of Silhouette Studio. You can find the link in the description of this video. It's a 30-day training, like that's the base of it, but you also get access to the playbacks for the 14-week refresher, the 10-week review, and we have monthly study hall sessions. All right, so check the link below for that. All right, y'all, officially, until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.